Olga Borisova from Pussy Riot speaking to Megan Owen there. The Russian government deny killing Alexei Navalny. Now, 37 years ago, in a time when I was a mere newsreaderling and 80s synth music was all the rage, a virtually unknown girl band called Zenana released a single called Witches for the PRM label. It never charted, and the three women, Anita, Penny Griffiths and Ruth Elder, went on with their lives. Well, now, in 2024, they found a new audience after their single was discovered by pure chance in a second-hand record shop by a 24-year-old DJ, Kiernan Abbott. Here's a picture of Zenana in the 1980s. But this, I think we're coming up to, is a recent image of the band. Let's take a listen to some of their hit single, Witches, which has found fame once again. There you go. Well, joining me now is one of the band members, Anita from Zenana, and the DJ who helped discover them, DJ Kiernan Abbott. Thank you both for joining me, Anita and Kiernan. Anita, first of all, to you, how does it feel when you watch back those videos of the band and you think back to all those years ago and now the song has had a revival?
Well, it's an amazing thing to have such a wonderful revival. And yeah, it brings back great memories. But, you know, listening to Pussy Riot talking just before we came on, it's not easy to follow something as profound as them in a way. So I just wanted to acknowledge, you know, what they're doing, where they are. I mean, at our time, we did confront our issues. We did do songs that were political.
What were your issues in your time, Anita? What were the issues in your time?
Well, we wrote songs about the AIDS crisis and about the challenges of the climate back then. We did a song called The Final Winter, which was a song that was a bit apocalyptic, really, in its sensibilities. So we did, although Witches, you know, is the song that's created a lot of interest at the moment, we were quite political in our outlook, and we thought things for women certainly needed to change, and certainly, you know, this week with the Brit Awards and things like that, things, you know, have come so far for women in the music business. It's extraordinary, really.
Kiernan, talk to me a little bit about what happened with you. How did this all come about? You were in a second-hand record store. Where were you and what happened?
So I was visiting my parents down in Cornwall. They moved there from Wales not so long ago, but I was basically doing my everyday shop around, looking around for records that were interesting, had interesting covers, and I scooped this little 7-inch up that initially looked like a goth rock album. It was quite beaten up at the time, and I took it home. I tried to play it on my record player, and through the crackles and through all the dust, I heard this amazing synth sound that was so unique, so minimal, but also quite honest. And after I managed to get in touch with Anita, she kindly passed over a clean record, and from there I had to share it. The story's incredible. The music's incredible.
Where did you share it, Kiernan, and how did it all kind of blow up?
So I've been running an Instagram blog page. It's more of an archive for music, originally from Wales, but it's kind of spread out across the world now. And there's a community of people who are from all different backgrounds, different ages, that are interested in this music that's not been heard before, and discovering sounds that are from the past, particularly from the 80s, because of how dynamic and diverse the sounds were back then. So, you know, it's been played in Amsterdam with me, played in London. It's always part of my set whenever I'm playing out, but I know for a fact it's been played out in LA and across the world, really. So
how does that make you feel when you hear that, Anita?
It's unbelievable. To me, you know, that our music has spread across so far. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Who'd have thought it? I'm going to be 70 this year, and here's our music being, you know, going out all over the world. It really is extraordinary.
Kiernan, what is it? You touched on it very briefly there, but what is it about 80s music that, you know, the people nowadays who are out clubbing, the youngsters, dare I call them, love so much?
I think a lot of the time with music nowadays, it's difficult because it is quite a saturated market with the way streaming works. I think when you wanted to make a record back in the 80s, it took a little bit more work when it came to getting that music out, whether it was privately released or through your own label. And I think that with 80s music, with the introduction of electronic sounds, with the politics around the 80s, I think that enabled people to kind of be a bit more experimental, try new things. And I think that what Zenana did was kind of captured a moment in time, and I think that's transcended over time, and it speaks true to why it's become so popular now.
So, Anita, you are knocking on the door of 70, but you are now signed to a new record label, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, you know, when I hear Kiernan talk, it's humbling, really, to think that he feels that way about what we did. Yes, but it's gone from one DJ to another DJ. DJ Matt Annis and Gareth Morgan have done remixes of the track, and that was picked up by a DJ called Antal, who runs Rush Hour Records in Amsterdam. And Antal, you know, he's a really well-respected and well-known DJ on the circuit. He goes all over the world traveling to play the music, as Kiernan does. He loved the remix of Witches that Matt and Gareth had done, and so much he said he wanted to release it on his label. So the remix and our original are going out as a vinyl EPs and digitally sometime this year, which is just unbelievable.
And Anita,
really.
will there be a tour?
Well, funnily enough, we've started rehearsing. I mean, I just thought we would, you know, we'd just do the music, but people have been really keen to see us live, and all three of us have had health issues. Me, Penny, and Ruth, we've all had health issues. We've all not been well, so we think, well, what the hell, you know, what have we got to lose? Absolutely nothing. And it's such good fun to be with Penny and Ruth again, and my brother Michael is so up for it too. It's just amazing.
And Kiernan, when you go into second-hand record shops now, are you kind of, you know, tentatively excited about what you might discover next time?
I'm not sure there's much that can top this, I'll be honest. But no, it's just part of what I do. I've always been interested in that scene. I'm kind of working on a sort of side project with Welsh music, and I've been doing that for a few years. But this when I've heard that record, I think it was a big moment for me, and I think it's all credit to Anita and the group and everybody involved to where they've gotten to now. It's amazing.
OK, well, thank you to Anita and Kiernan. Before we go, let me just play the song one more time for someone who may have just started watching this interview and wondering what we're talking about. Here's the song. There you go, Witches, A Spell of Love. I imagine that might do very well around Halloween as well. Thanks to Anita and Kiernan for joining me here on